Hi all, I'm Mosmi, your Python trainer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the previous episode, we talked about variables and dynamic typing. Python is a dynamic typed language because in Python, we never declare a variable. We initialize a variable and we directly assign a value. Based on the assigned value, interpreter decides what is the data type of that variable. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about data types. Let's begin. In today's episode, we are going to see what all data types are supported in Python, the type function, and we will be seeing Python numbers in details. These are the built-in data types supported by Python: numbers, sequences, sets, and mappings, where numbers having integer, floating point, and complex. Sequences have strings, tuple, list. We have sets also, and in mapping, we have dictionary. So before we start with numbers, let's see how to find a data type of a variable. So we can use type function to see what is the data type of a variable. If you say count is equal to 16 and say type count, it will return the type of your variable count, which is class int. As this is an integer number, it belongs to class integer or say int. Let's see it practically. Say x is equal to 11 and you say type x and you will be getting class int. Say I'm saving x is equal to Python, which is a text string, and the type of x will be class string. Now let's talk about Python numbers. Three types of numbers are supported in Python: integer, float or floating point number, and complex. So basically integer numbers belong to class int, float numbers belong to class float, and complex number belongs to class complex. Integers are whole numbers. It can be either negative or positive, and those numbers are of unlimited length. Floating point numbers are also either negative or positive with some decimal values. Say x is equal to minus 3.6, where minus 3 is your integer and 6 is your fraction part. Also, you can have complex numbers, which can be written in form of x plus yj. For example, 3 plus 2j, where 3 is the real part and 2j is the imaginary part. Let's say I'm declaring a variable, I'm assigning a value to a variable. X is equal to say 16 and the type of X will be integer. Now I'm assigning a different value to X, say floating value 4.6, and you will have the type of X that is class float. You can also have value with E, where E denotes power of 10, and those numbers are known as float numbers. Say X is equal to 4E2 means 4 10 raised to 2. So here the value of X will be 400.0 and the type of X will be class float. Same way, we can assign, say, 2 plus 5j, that will be your complex number. Say the type of X, and you can see the class complex. Now say you have a number in integer and you want to convert it into float. Can you do that? Yes, it is possible. In Python, there are two types of conversion: implicit conversion and explicit conversion. We will be seeing this conversion in detail in later episode. As of now, we will see these three functions to converting the data type. Say I have a number, x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 11.7. X is integer, y is float. Now I want to add these two numbers and I want the result into be in integer. Say int x plus y, and I will be getting result in integer. If I do x plus y without using int function, I will be getting result into float. Say, can I convert my integer into float? Yes, x is equal to 10. I'm converting it into float and I will be getting 10.0. So yes, you can convert an integer number into float and complex. You can convert a float number into integer and complex, but you cannot convert a complex number into integer or float. Say I have x as 10 and now I'm converting it into complex using complex function and I am getting 10 plus 0j. Say I have y is equal to 9j, which is my complex number. I can check it using type function. Now I'm trying to convert this complex number into int. Can I do that? No, I will get an error. So that's all about numbers. We also saw in the first chart that Boolean is the subset of integer. Why? Basically, a Boolean variable holds two values, that is true and false. So when you represent it in a numeric way, it holds the value 1 and 0. So that's why Boolean is the subtype of integer. That's all about today's episode, and I'll see you in my next episode.